Good evening, and welcome to the second season of the Coach Derrick Burroughs Show. I'm your host, Justin Robinson, and today I'm sitting here with Coach Derrick Burroughs. How are you doing today?
Good, man. I'm excited about this season. Ready to get the season going, and ready to hit somebody other than
yourselves.
Our own players.
Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. You finished 5-5 last season.
Yeah.
You said in previous statements that you felt that the team was better than the record indicated. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I thought that we left a lot out on the field last year. We lost some games that I felt like was winnable. I didn't think that we played up to the standards that we should have. I didn't think that we went into every game like we wanted to, like we wanted to win the game. So I was very disappointed about last year, and for a whole year now, it's kind of has left a bitter taste in my mouth from the way we finished. So hopefully this year will cure some of the ill feelings that I've had from last season.
Yeah, you lost a lot of players on defense.
No defense, yeah.
But you got 10 of your starters back from offense.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the defense has gotten better, or per se, over this offseason?
Well, the verdict is still out on the defense right now, to be honest. It's kind of bittersweet in terms of, we got all our offensive guys back, but we lost, everything on defense. So, and with me being a defensive guy, that's kind of hard for me to swallow.
Right.
That's a tough pill for me to swallow. The cohesiveness on defense that we need, I haven't seen yet. So the verdict is still out on the defense right now.
With the quarterback, you have both your quarterback and running back returning, Marcus Reynolds and Marcus Holliday, the 1,000-yard rusher.
Right.
Do you feel like with them playing and last year under your system, and how do you feel like they're going to – okay, let me reiterate that question. Do you feel like their leadership is better this season coming into with the 5-5 record last season and with the bitter sweet losses that you guys had last season? Do you feel like their leadership is better to lead the team?
Yeah. Well, I've never questioned their leadership. They're both great kids. They're good student athletes. So their leadership has never been in question. Actually, both of those kids go out and fight hard. They do everything you ask them to do. They don't all the time do the correct things. None of us do. Right. But I would never question either one of them leadership. They have great leadership capabilities. We just need to go out and put it all together, and hopefully we'll do better than we did last year.
You guys opened up last season against Texas College for the CME Classic, and this year you guys opened up against Texas College again.
Right.
With them having a whole new coaching staff over there, do you go into that game with some of the same mindset from last year, or is it a little different?
Well, it's totally different. Whatever happened in the Texas College game last year has zero to do with what will happen this year. They have a whole new staff. They have a whole new offense and defense, and an offense and a defense that we know little about, to be honest.
Right.
So I probably feel more unprepared for this game than I ever have. So, but we're gonna go down here, and I think we'll play hard.
Yeah. You said in media day that to win the SIAC you have to beat Morehouse and Miles.
Well, actually, I said Tuskegee and Miles.
Tuskegee and Miles.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. You played both of those on the road, if I'm not mistaken, this season?
No, Tuskegee will be here.
Miles on the road.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, like, getting ready for this season, I know that there are like rivals per se. So, like, are those days like targeted, marked on the calendar?
No, we don't do that. Even though those are games. If you want to win the championship, the championship is going to go through Miles and it's going to go through Tuskegee. But no, for me as a coach and a head coach, all our games are marked. Right now, I haven't thought much about Miles or Tuskegee. I'm very focused on Texas College, and our coaching staff is focused on Texas College. So, but we know if we want to win it, we got to win. We got to go through Tuskegee and we got to go through Miles. But we don't mark games. We just take them one by one.
So what's the main focus for the team this year?
We got to be consistent. I didn't think that we were very consistent last year, as I like for us to have been. We didn't play consistent run defense. We didn't convert on third down offensively consistent. We didn't pass the ball consistently well. So I think we got to be more of a great football team than an average football team. I don't want to be average this year. I think we're a better team than that.
Yeah, I feel as a student looking at the games last year, a lot of those games, I was like, yeah, we should have won those games because I'm a big supporter of the football team.
Good.
Big football player. When I came down here, I actually wanted to play, but other things got in the way.
Yeah.
So, but it's great to be here to watch and the football team go ahead and. Yeah. I hope to win a championship this year.
Well, that's always the game plan.
We're going to be right back for this episode of the Coach Burroughs Show. Welcome back to the Coach Burroughs Show. We're going to jump right back in it. Your final road game.
Right.
You start the season off with 3 road games. And your final road game is against Benedict College. It has a 6 p.m. start. Does that kind of like affect a little bit due to the fact that most of your games is like in the afternoon? Does it have some type of effect?
I don't know if it affects us in any way. We prefer to play early evening. The 6 o'clock games, you have to kind of sit around the hotel, and it kind of wastes a lot of time of the day and when you can be playing. But I don't know if it affects your play or not. But we do prefer to go ahead and get our games out of the way early. That's why all our games are scheduled at 2 o'clock.
It's better to play early, so like all of the butterflies can just go ahead and go. Yeah, I remember those days. In high school, we had most of our games was played at like 4 o'clock, and then we have a few games where it'd be played at like 7 o'clock, and then we'd be just sitting in the locker room waiting, and we like, come on, man, come on. We were just ready to play. So when you get out there and the butterflies go, it'd be like relaxed.
Okay.
You got Clark Atlanta as your home opener.
Yeah.
You guys haven't played Clark Atlanta in 3 years?
3 or 4. Yeah, 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
How important is it for the student body and the community to come out and support you guys on this home opener?
Well, I've always said that if we won, people would come, and if you give the people a reason to come out and you put a good quality product on the field, people will come out and look at you. We just got to put a better quality of football on the field, and you win some games, they will come. So we're excited about Clark Atlanta. We hadn't played them in a while, but I am familiar with their coaching staff and their offensive coordinator, who I've coached against before. So, we're excited about the season opener and coming home to play Clark. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's in like a whole month.
Yeah.
Us students have to wait a whole month to see you guys on the field. Yeah. We are excited to get the season underway so we can get to football season.
Yeah. So well, hopefully we'll have done some things early to make you proud of us, so we can generate that hype and we can generate that excitement that and hopefully that will bring to Clark Atlanta.
That Dragon Pride.
Yep.
Bring them on to the den.
Yep.
You guys struggled against Tuskegee last year. on the road. You have them here at home this year. From the film from last year, pretty sure you guys watched that a few times. What's some of the differences you guys you can make from last year to this year?
Well, we can score more points. So I think that's the biggest difference. We can score more points than we scored last year, and we can do a better job in stopping the run. We have not done a very good job against Tuskegee in the past in stopping their running game and forcing them to throw the ball. And I think if we could stop Tuskegee's running game and maybe force them to throw the ball a little bit more and they want to throw it, then I think that plays more into our hands than it does theirs, because they're such a powerful running football team. So, but that's easier said than done. Right. Tuskegee has been winning since in the 1920s championship. So they have a great program, and I have much respect for their coach and their program.
Last season, you guys had a shootout against Langston.
Yeah.
What do you need to see from the defense to stop Langston's offense, so you guys won't have another shootout?
Well, we did a very poor job on the defensive side of the ball. We didn't do a good job in the running game. We had breakdowns in the passing game, but thank goodness that was one of the best days our offense had. So we played probably the poorest game that we've played in years at the Langston game, but thank goodness that we played a pretty decent game on the offensive side of the ball to outscore them maybe 2 or 3 points. So we got to do a better job stopping the run.
You actually got them guys for homecoming,
right.
October 7th.
Right.
Your cornerback, Kenneth Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a very good leader. I see him around school, and he just has like this humble feeling about it. Mm-hmm. Is it like the same way on the field?
Well, I'm trying to get him to talk a little bit more. You know, if you know Kenny don't talk a whole lot, but he leads by example, and I'm trying to get him to be a little bit more verbal. Personally, I think Kenny is probably one of the best cornerbacks in black college football. I think he has a shot to play in NFL, given the fact that if he stays healthy and stays humble, he's a great kid, and I'm looking forward to him doing some big things for us.
All right, so we're going to wrap this segment up, and we're going to go on a commercial break, and we'll be right back with Coach Burroughs. And we're back on the Coach Burroughs show. We're gonna after 3 home games, you guys hop back on the road to Fort Valley State. What do you expect from this year's game than last year's game? Because last year's was it was a very defensive battle. Mm-hmm. So what do you expect a little different from
the Fort Valley game?
Yeah.
Well, I expect a defensive battle again. I hope they play good defensive football, and I hope that we'll play good defensive football. Would like to see us score a few more points, but I'm always satisfied. To be honest, I'm always satisfied with good defensive games. But of course, you always want to put a few more points on the board, but I know that championship teams have good defenses, and if you're considering or talking about winning a championship, you got to be able to play good defense.
You guys' last road game is against Miles.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you guys should be in a full understanding of the team. It's like the 7th game, 8th game. Mm-hmm. So you guys should be in like a full understanding of the team. You guys should be well known each other. So with that being said, Um, are you guys confident about going against Miles on this year?
Well, I think we'll find out what kind of team we have way before Miles. And, I kind of hope we're confident the whole season. I'm hoping we're confident against Texas College. The kids have put in a lot of work, and they've worked real hard. And I hope we can go into the game feeling as confident as we are when we take the practice field. So, Miles is going to be a good test for us. But we would have found out way before Miles what kind of team we actually really are.
You end the season here at home.
Mm-hmm.
The first of the last two games is against Kentucky State.
Mm-hmm.
You guys won. You guys beat them last year. Do you go into that game with some of the same schemes than last year?
Well, it just kind of depends on whether they're doing the same thing from last year or not. We do go back and review film and to see what worked for us. And if they're doing the same things from last year and we can apply some of the things that we did positively from last year, then we'll apply those same things. Now, they have coaches too, so they know what worked for us.
All right.
So as we break down film and see what worked for us last year, we'll apply if we think it's necessary to apply.
The final game of the season against Central State, you guys trailed by 7 points at the half, and it seemed like in the second half they just got away.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about that, about how that happened?
Well, I thought that was one of those games that I was speaking of earlier that I felt like got away. I don't know which team drove down to Central State that day. I was very disappointed in the way we played. I didn't think we played very well. That was very disappointing to us. Hopefully, and we'll play Central State a little bit better than we played them last year, and come out with a victory.
Yeah, I hope you guys go undefeated this season.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have my full support.
Thank you very much.
I just recently read on SIAC that they have you guys ranked ninth out of the 10 teams in the SIAC.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a little bit about your how you feel about being ranked so low, finishing at 500 last season.
Well, I never could understand, who's actually doing the ranking, because the SIAC the SIAC conference consists of our commissioners and 2 or 3 other females in the office. So I'm trying to figure out who did the ranking. Who. So I was always curious about who does the ranking. Is it the commissioner, or is the secretary and her secretary? So that really never fazed me in terms of the ranking. I think they just go with the popular teams, or you can always you always know that Tuskegee is going to always have a good football team. You can always know that Albany State and Miles are going to have a good football team. So it's safe to say these guys are picked to win the conference, and because of our history, it's always easy to put us at the end of the calendar. But hey man, I like for them to tell me who actually does the ranking in the office. So
thank you on today.
Okay.
We are going to wrap it up. My name is Justin Robinson, here with Coach Derrick Burroughs, and this is episode 1 of season 2.